episode of You're Beautiful, and I told you I'd get hype at 2 o'clock. Did I just catch you off guard? Ladies and gentlemen, you're seeing the glowing over there. We got our guest today all the way from DeSoto, Missouri, Mama Jo Wiley.
Yeah.
And Brittany. Hey, listen, I got to give Brittany some praise. You're starting to see a regular here, and I absolutely love it. But a lot of times I'm so on the go, and I never get a chance to tell you thank you. I'm telling you thank you. Not only has your husband been a guest on the podcast, you've been a guest on the podcast, but ladies and gentlemen, Brittany has been responsible for at least 4 to 5 guests that have been on the show here recently and still to come. And I'm telling you, I need the help, and I thank you so much for that.
I thank you, and I thank RiverBender.com and was it the Hendricks family?
The Hendrick family.
I thank them that they gave us this platform, and I can't wait for Jo to start sharing because it's going to be awesome. And you know, our guests from last week, Jo and Adrian, I met Jo through them.
Networking. That's how it works. You know, if you're still out there, faith builders, correct?
Faith Kingdom builders.
Faith Kingdom. I'm still very fascinated with those tiny homes.
Right.
But you got so much to talk about, so I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best to try not to talk. Right? So, like I said, I got to thank you so much. I'm not sure how far was it to get here?
It took me about an hour to get to her house and then about an hour to get up here.
Yep.
So we're talking about a 4-hour round trip to get an hour content in. So anybody, would you get some duct tape for Brian Trust? So again, Mama Jo, thank you. Matter of fact, I got to throw a shout out before you start talking.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, not only am I so excited, but Mama Jo, we've been ever since we got introduced. I've been following you here on Facebook, and I got to tell you now. Of course, where is it now? There it is. I got to throw this pic up there.
Right?
You have been doing so awesome. I know there's a little bit of nervousness and so much excitement.
Yeah.
But you've been telling everybody about this podcast, and you'll be on it, that you even made this your background.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look how
That's
awesome. Yes, you even got today's date on there.
I got myself addicted to like Canva and Photoshop.
Yeah.
When I went to college, and I got 2 computer degrees. So, like, I'm very tech savvy when it comes to computers. A lot of people come to me for help.
No, you know what? So before we kind of get into testimony and sharing, I also want to throw a little promo out there for you. So the hour doesn't go by. Shut up, Trust. I know. Get to it. So let me get to it. So let me throw this out there for you, because you were telling us right before we started about what you just said. You do a lot of artwork for people, right? Yeah. But what I love is that artwork is a ministry in itself.
Yeah.
Tell us what this is.
That is Our Faith Stories. And Our Faith Stories is essentially something that was birthed out of the need to tell people about just life. So many people are walking around in the dark and they think that they're alone. And if you just simply know that someone else is going through it and they made it, that can help you to get where you gotta go too. So it's like a shining light on the hill. People do it anonymous or regular, but sharing your story of what you went through and that you made it, and finding the things that people in life are trying to fill their God-shaped hole with, other things, to find a way to get to that is beautiful. Because I know for a fact...
It's what?
It's beautiful.
What's the name of this podcast?
You're beautiful.
Listen, I love this. So I know I caught you off guard because there's so many random pics up there, and I threw those out there.
Yeah.
But what I loved about it, your testimony matters, and that's why you're here today, and that's why you put that out there, that if anybody wants to reach out and share their story, everybody's story needs to be heard.
Right.
Yes.
People have sent in like their picture with the type story. People have sent in videos. People have sent in anonymous stories. I know that there's this one girl that was struggling with something really hard that has to do with like babies, and she shared her story. And I get all these emails and messages from people saying, "Thank you for sharing that story, because I was able to see that it's going to be okay, and where to look in the Bible," because people have Bibles, but a lot of people don't know how to use it.
No, listen, I absolutely love this. So it's like a reach out thing. It's
right.
just being there for people. And I've seen some of your Facebook. Your hands are full,
Always.
but yet you always find time
Yep.
to be there for others.
2 a.m. phone calls and everything else.
Well,
Just
we're not
always.
endorsing the 2 a.m., but she gets
Yes.
them. But this is what I want to share. Even though I said that I was going to keep quiet, this is so meaningful to me that I want to take this moment right now to talk to everybody out there. Listen, if you watch the podcast already and you're listening, thank you. God bless. But what I want to share that goes on with that, maybe it doesn't relate to you, but it might relate to somebody else. And that's the importance of having guests, to have testimonies, for me to remind you again, there's no way that's Brian Trust talking about Jesus, right? So my life's an open book, and so is a lot of other people. But here's where I want to do the reminding to you. No matter where you're at, no matter how you're clothed, how you look, financially, marital, wherever it may be, the three of us know this. There is a guy out there
Right.
who absolutely loves you. Matter of fact,
Come on.
he's been nudging, he's been poking. You just don't recognize those signals. And if he could change the three of us,
Right.
and our testimonies and what we've been through, what you've seen in me right here in this community, he's just been waiting on you. Open up your eyes, open up your heart. I don't care how you cry out, swallow that pride and say, Jesus, I need you. And the very best thing is going to happen, I promise you. There is that one guy that we speak of right now who will not fail you, like maybe a family member, a co-worker, maybe even in church. Listen, we're born of sin, right? It requires work not to sin. But don't let the process of church, the biblical scripture, stop you from having a relationship. That's what this podcast is about. It's about the importance of having Jesus in your life. I've never shoved church down your throat. I've never shoved the Bible down your throat, because no matter how much you want to throw hate mail on me, that doesn't exist unless you start with that relationship.
Right.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You have to have this relationship. And if that relationship starts working on you and you're like, oh my God, there's a difference. There's a peace in my life. There's a joy in my life. And I said I'd stop talking and listen to me
You're
go,
good.
right? The point is, once you get to know him and you see the evidence, that's what faith is. Faith is believing in something that you can't see. And your life starts changing, then it's on you and that
Come on.
intimate relationship
Yeah.
that you have with him to dive into the word. Start investing in yourself. I'm getting so wound. I'm so sorry, Mama Joe. Hi,
You're good.
how you
Hey,
doing?
I'm used to it.
How you doing?
I have neurodivergent children in my life, and they're just like that. Like, they do that all the time. In the middle of the night, 2 a.m., my kid's screaming on video games in the middle. Like, I'm sleeping, and all of a sudden, get down. And I'm like, where? And it's just my kids.
No, listen, I love it. So I got to stop rambling. I'm
You're
going to do
good.
my best because I know that you have a lot, right?
Yeah.
Let's start with a mission of today's podcast.
Okay.
What is important to you that you are willing to make a 2-hour one-way trip to be on this podcast? What is the message that you would like to get out there?
The biggest message I want to get is that you are never too far gone for God to find you. I was raised with a military dad, and my parents did phenomenal getting me in church. I literally was in church when I was 3 days old, and I messed up when I became a teen, and I went the wrong way, and I did. I ended up being super messed up on drugs and drinking, and just I wasn't doing what I was supposed to. I definitely wasn't raised that way. Definitely shouldn't have been that way. But I was looking for all these things to fill the God-shaped hole in my heart. See, if you stand in the carport all day, you will never become a car. You can go to church all day, every day, your whole life, and never become a Christian. You can look at the car, smell the car, see the car, but you will never become it. Same thing at church. You can hear it, you can see people, you can experience it, but until you find it and hear, there's a huge difference. And I was raised in the church, and until And until I was at the bottom of the bottom, I didn't find him. And he found me. Like I was literally on the garage floor, locked in a garage, detoxing while pregnant. And I screamed out, either let me go to home, to heaven, or help me. And he did. He reached his hand down and he grabbed a hold of me and pulled me out. And it's been a really long road from where that time was. My son, I was pregnant 3 months with him when I had that encounter on the garage floor. People were embarrassed that I was messed up, so they locked me away to try to help me detox. But I don't know. I made it, and I'm doing all sorts of insane things for God now.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I was talking about. If you know Brian Truss, how the heck does he have a podcast, right?
Right.
So we all have a backstory, even you out there watching it and listening. And that's the constant reminder. No matter where you're at, you just said it. It's not a matter of how far you're gone.
He's still there.
Yes.
He's there.
You're the one that walked away. He's always right there.
Always.
Yeah.
You're giving me goosebumps, girl. Go,
Me
go,
too.
go.
I got them all over.
I don't know. I made this, but some of it I really think is important. So I don't know. I'll skim through it. First of all, I want to just start with, I'm a grateful believer in Jesus Christ, and he saved my soul, and I am free. I am free of drugs. I am free of alcohol. I am free of codependency. I am free. I'm just free. People call me Mama Jo because I mama everybody. It doesn't matter how old you are. I'm a single mom. I have 3 neurospicy children. I have 2 that are blood and 1 that is my bonus, and I'm going to be adopting, hopefully.
Aww.
I had to throw that on there. I had to throw it up.
The beautiful redhead is my Taylor. She had her tonsils out on Tuesday. And Mia,
share some of that ice cream with me, girl.
Mia, she's in the middle. And she broke her foot on my birthday party on Saturday. And I took her Monday, and she got a boot on Tuesday, the same day Taylor had her tonsils out. And then that's a little bit. Her name is also Mia. So I have the 2 Mias, and I have Taylor. But my mom actually named Mia Mimi. And Mimi, Tay-Tay, and Little Bit.
Okay. There'll be a test. Mimi, Tay-Tay, Little Bit. I won. I got it. All right.
Yeah,
the ice cream.
We didn't get it done, but the kids sent me a picture of them all sitting in the living room.
Show's not over.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll go through.
No, that's okay. We'll get that on a commercial break. But we're just getting a shout out there. What we're talking about is there's a little watch party going on back in DeSoto, Missouri.
Right.
I love it.
And I shared it with people at my church and everywhere, and lots of people know.
Well, let me ask you this. So we got a watch party going on.
Yeah.
The church knows about it.
Yeah.
Why is that so important for you to share this?
It's important because a lot of the things that I'm doing is within for the church. So like I was inviting Brittany earlier to Saturday. Every 3rd Saturday of the month, I team up with one of my friends, Wendy, and it's her baby, but she has a thing that is Life Through Love Ministries, and every 3rd Saturday of the month, we collect donations from the community, and then we go out to Festus across from the public library in the First United Methodist parking lot, and it's a free yard sale. People come get food and clothes and supplies and just anything that they need. They come for prayer. And also we do a thing like we get like a list. Like if you have a need but we don't have it, we take people's names and numbers and list and we find it. Like there's stuff out there. People are moving. People are getting rid of stuff. It's spring. It's like, summer, spring. Sure. Clean out your closet and get ready for some things.
And repurpose.
Right.
Repurpose to a good cause. I absolutely love that. That's the community coming together. And again, I know you guys like, Trust, shut up. It's Mama Jo's show. I know. But what I love about this is not only are you talking about all the things that you're involved with, what I admire most is you just shared testimony with all of us. Mm-hmm. A backstory of how you grew up and the things that you went through. But not only did he save you, And your hands are full. We've already talked about that.
Right.
You announced that. Single mom, kids. Look at all the things that you're still doing by the grace of God.
Oh yeah.
You always say, ain't nobody got time for that, but you're doing it.
But it's a lot deeper than that too, because I've had cancer 5 times. No, November 16, 2015, I fell off my house. I fell off the front, and when they were checking me head to toe for internal bleeding, they found out that I had stage 4 papular and I can't remember the other one, papular and
stage 4.
Mm-hmm.
And that was 2016.
Yeah, they told me when I was 30. They told me, and I had a husband then. Told me and Taylor's dad to go home, get myself together, get my life together, and prepare my kids and everyone that I was going to go home. They said no.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking 10 years later.
Yeah.
From stage 4.
Yep.
Hallelujah. Let's go.
Thank you, Jesus.
I went to 2024 when I went. I had to do this weird test where they put me in this plastic bubble to test me if I could do for the altitude, because I went to Guatemala, or I was going to Guatemala, and so they had to test me to see if because I had a piece of my lung taken out because I had a tumor in it from my thyroid cancer removed. And so they took a piece of my lung out. And so they put me in this tube to test to see if I could do the altitude and everything. And just one thing after another, everything went great. And I was like, God, one of my life verses is Revelations 3:8. I know your deeds and I've seen a place before you, the open door that no man can shut. And that is so powerful to me because, I have gone through so many things in my life that a door shut. And my friend asked me during a CR small group, did I want to go to Guatemala?
What's a CR?
CR, Celebrate Recovery.
Okay,
Yeah, Celebrate
Asking
Recovery.
Asking for a friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Celebrate Recovery is for your hurts, habits, and hangups.
Okay.
And it is learning biblically how to fix the things that everyone in the world is trying to fix with drugs and alcohol and the P word and any of those other things that they might be trying to place and put in, their heart.
Sure.
And so we use the Bible and just direction how to fix it, because that's what it is, right? Everybody's trying to be numb and trying to put something to fill the hole and to fill a void. And they're trying all these other things and it never works. Why? Because it's God-shaped hole. It's not for the other things. And that's why I like Celebrating
No,
Recovery.
numb it for a second. It's temporary, but when you get Jesus, it's totally different.
Sure, right.
Yeah.
And this also brings up a quick shout out to New Attitudes. They're a motorcycle club and a recovery house. And when you're talking about the Celebrate Recovery,
right.
I know in the very short future we're going to be talking about another annual. They put such a great thing on with a concert. Celebrating recovery. I know I'm getting a little premature here.
You're good.
But as you're talking about this is what I love when we all get to experience God's grace.
Mm-hmm.
All glory be to God first and foremost, but a lot of times I call it selfish gratification. But when I run and get the opportunity to meet people like you, there's so many resources out there that, okay, you got saved and you can keep living your life, right? But no. Everybody's giving back. And that's mind-blowing, amazing.
It's one of the steps in CR too.
See, I didn't know that,
Yeah.
but I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm promising to get all this content in, but I wouldn't have this podcast if I didn't have our sponsor. So I want to throw a quick shout out. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Meet the Classic Edge HDX Outdoor Wood Furnace. Best-in-class efficiency, durability, and smart technology. At Backyard Boilers, we're your trusted central boiler dealer, bringing you EPA-certified outdoor furnaces that burn up to 60% less wood. With the Firestar controller, you can monitor your system right from your phone. Built with titanium-enhanced stainless steel, these furnaces are made to last. Call Backyard Boilers in Perry, Illinois today at 217-473-7568 and make this your warmest, most efficient winter yet.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit
Hey, what's going on there with some technical difficulties? I apologize. We'll get back to that. I was trying to do a surprise, and I just got surprised. I lost the screen. Hey, y'all, you're still out there with me.
Did it to yourself.
I did it to myself. Guilty as charged. So because I came back so abruptly, hang on, hold up, wait a second. I got to do this. I got to do this because I'm super excited. We normally come back to some music.
Yeah. This is set apart.
Set apart.
Yeah.
So we got them playing in the background. Just go ahead and share with me real fast. You were telling me that this is a local. I'm just going to shut up. You tell us about it.
Okay, so I want to share with you what they said. Okay, so set apart. First of all, the girl that invited me to go to Guatemala, her husband and their friends, they're a bunch of recovering addicts, and they're just spectacular. But so it started about 4 years ago on CR Step Study. They said that they faced their fear and took a step of faith, and people were hearing their songs, and it snowballed from there. Leading worship nationally, also internationally. He went on missions trips with his band, and they have played this in other places, like other countries, not just states. God put it together. Wendy and Brad, all of them are in recovery, and it was something about worship. It's not just a band. It's about overcoming things. And it says all Christians are recovering from something, and it's all cross that we must surrender to God. And their music was just so great to me because I'm always trying to look for the smaller people. Like, I used to live in...
I guess I got to walk out the door. You're looking for somebody smaller. He's not here. Well, go ahead.
I used to live in Illinois when Casting Crowns came to the fairground. Like, nobody knew who they were. And I went, like, it was literally down the street from where I was living. And I went to this Casting Crowns concert. Now they're huge. And I hope and pray that this is for them, too, because they are songs... that all their songs, that they are about recovering and seeking God. And I have personally seen like their marriages and their relationships and their children and, you know, all the things in the world that are going on because they continue to seek and search for Jesus and die to themselves daily. Like, it is so good. It's just so good. You have to check them out. It's set apart. They played the other last couple months ago at Worship in the Park in Festus. I don't know if you know what that. Beautiful. And they go to all sorts of different churches. And with
social media, you get that exposure out there. You know, I keep reading the shirts as I'm talking to you guys.
Oh yeah, this is.
And when I keep thinking about missions, you know, it's just like them getting their music out there. It all requires work. It's a mission,
right?
And hopefully they'll get recognized. And here's the thing: we hope that, but for right now, I applaud you guys because it's not that you're just playing music; that you're musicians spreading the goodness of God. And listen, music today is so relatable for a lot of us. And it's, you know, before it's always been hymns or this process that we talk about, right? But there is so many genres of worship music out there. I love it. You talk about local people, A.K. the Christian rapper, Jose Diaz, Cole Abel. These are all people right here in our backyard who are doing it. A guy who's kind of getting global, Bobby Bendito. This is awesome. We just got to help them with their mission by getting some exposure for them to get it out there.
Well, mission starts in your own backyard.
Let's go.
You can literally collect money and go to the farthest places of the earth, but if your neighbor doesn't even know that you're a Christian, what are you doing?
You know, and I'm glad that you said that because I always bring up a lot of times silent representation. I was telling you guys earlier I had to close the car lot down. I actually had two sets of people. One guy I've been doing business with for 20 years. It's always been business. We never got to know each other to find out our love for God, and we spent a half an hour, forget business, it was fellowship. He left, the very next customer came in, big old cross.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, I admire your cross. Silent representation gave me an opportunity to speak up. You know what? He was there to buy a car. You know, we spent the next half hour talking about the goodness of God.
Yeah.
So listen, whether it be your neighbor or a stranger, if you're rocking the merch, you're rocking the chains, that's a conversation starter. So let's all do our part.
Yeah, my kids absolutely dislike when I go to Walmart because I will literally talk to the lady in the egg aisle and help her get saved. Or I'll just randomly talk to the person next to me when we're in the craft aisle and be like, what kind of glue are you buying? What project are you doing? I'm doing this for church. And I'm, we do bracelets when we go with Life Through Love Ministries when we went to Guatemala, we do the story of Christ, the risen and coming again and stuff. And I think you have a bracelet. Yeah. So we take the tiny Jesuses and jump ropes and crayons. And we have a whole bunch of bracelets that we make with the kids, and their parents like doing it.
And you brought in a bracelet that says
and
beautiful,
they say beautiful
on it.
And you know what? I need that reminder. This is the perfect bracelet. And her holy boldness is inspiring me right now. Thank you.
No, and I love this. And these are, my mom lives down in the Villages, Florida, and she watches the show,
so
and
cool.
she's like, Brian, I made these. Please give these out to your guests. So thank you. We got Mama Jo, and I'm talking about my mama, Mama Guido. So I love it. It's just those little acts. Here, we're talking about these little acts, right? Isn't Taylor Swift one of the biggest, largest pop artists there is? But she always has the bracelets and people change. But I got to go back to your grocery store, your Walmart thing real fast. You said that you embarrass the kids when you're trying to save everybody. So here's why people like technology.
They're teens.
Back in my day, right? If my dad was, Dad, get over here, we got to go, right? But today's technology, the kids like, Mom, would you please let them buy eggs? We gotta go, right?
Yeah.
So kids, I feel you, but I'm guilty too. I do it all the time also. Love that.
I feel like that every time that something happens, it's for a purpose and a reason. Just like last night, I had typed up this because I want to try to make sure I get everything and stay on track. But I made an extra copy and I took it to church, and then I told my dad, I was like, I forgot it in the car. He goes, what is it even for? And I said, I don't know. And then, so I went out to the car and I got it. And when I came back in, literally as I'm coming in the back doors of Radiant Life Church to come sit down for Wednesday night service, the pastor's coming this way and I'm coming in this way. And he's trying to shake my hand and welcome me. And I'm like, here, I'm going to be on TV tomorrow. And I felt so silly because I told him before, and I said, can I say Radiant Life Church? Because I'm proud to be there. I am thankful that they have, this is where Set Apart is. This is where Love Through Life Ministries is. This is where, Our Faith Stories. All these things are just bubbling and coming out of there. That church is on fire. There's a revival. Got goosebumps.
Love it.
Literally, sometimes he will get on fire and he won't even preach. He will just sit there and we will just worship and seek God, and you can just feel it. There's a different kind of going to church and being at church.
Yes.
There's a difference of showing up and showing up.
Yes.
Yes.
And it just, I am so thankful that I made the choice to move and do what I want in a different place. And I feel like God told us to do that, and I'm thankful. So November we moved from the church that we were going to this one, but we didn't start going right away because my mom got put on hospice, and she passed away in January. And I kept talking to her because previously, before she got on hospice, I was supposed to be going to Africa with my friend, and I'm not even sure what happened, but it got messed up where we couldn't go. And then it was just perfect God's timing that Mom went on hospice. We got to walk her to Heaven's Gates, and it got messed up. So, because I'm the kind of person, if I tell you I'm going to be somewhere, I'm going to be there. And so I would feel torn between doing my duty to go on this trip that I promised to go to and staying with my mom. But it was beautiful. We spent 5 or 6 days with my mom, and we got to walk her to Heaven's Gates. And she told me, she says, don't get stuck. Don't stay. She says that I have a fire I'm trying not to cry. I can hear my kids. Mom's going to cry.
I got a big shoulder right here, Mama Jo.
But she just, like, when I told her, I was like, what's going to happen? Because the last time I went to Guatemala, Mom was sick, but not so bad. And I told her, I was like, I don't want to leave you. And she's like, people need to hear. You'll see me again.
That's beautiful. Now, are some of these pics from Guatemala, the ones that I have? So,
I got a couple.
I was going to kind of go through some.
Oh, that's us in our trucks. You have to literally put them 4 to the floor and 4 high to get up these mountains. There's a beautiful mountain behind us and in front of us. And I think there was 5 of us, and there was 4 in each truck. And we were just going to these remote villages, and we were bringing the gospel, but we were also bringing medicine and pharmaceuticals, things that they don't have there, glasses, dentist work. Have you ever had dentist work in a plastic lawn chair?
Look at that timing. I was just pulling
like,
it up right
come
when
on,
you were saying
like,
it.
yeah. I'm cushy in my little chair at the dentist. I cannot.
I like this pic.
Oh, I love that.
That is me when we were in Branson. That leads us to Leave It in the River Ministries.
That's time travel. We just went from Guatemala to Branson right there. We could do that here on the radio.
Leave It in the River Ministries. Our Faith Stories was born within myself. And then I started doing things for it. And then I met this really cool guy named Blake Shaw and his mom, Weezy. And they just invited me to do some stuff. First, we did November. 10 people came out in November to St. Francois State Park in the cold. I'm talking, you could see your breath, and were baptized in the river.
Let's go.
Wow.
They got saved, and we were there for the weekend. And we walked around all Halloween, blessing everything and getting everything ready. And then November 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, we were baptizing people. We had food, we had worship, we had bands. It was so great.
You know, I'm still staring at you with amazement because I creeped your Facebook before you came on.
I have so much
You
stuff.
announced that you're a single mother.
Yeah.
You announced so many things, and we're 33 minutes into the podcast, and you just have so much that you're doing and contributing. Absolutely.
My brain never shuts off. I literally have a notebook by my bed because I know this is going to be silly, but on my birthday, my mom, we did a bench for her and her tree area, the backyard. And I was puzzled by that the stupid thing seems to sink in the mud. And literally in my sleep, I have a dream of how to fix it. So I have all sorts of things like that happen to me all the time. People talk to me. I'm an accountability partner. I'm also a sponsor. So people are calling, talking to me all the time about different things. So I have the notebook next to my bed because I will literally be asleep and God would be like, Joe, wake up. And
write this down.
Yeah, right? And so I have to write it down because if not, I will ruminate until I just, okay, it's time to get up and I have to do all these things. So I just write it down and I'm like, God, I give it to you. Okay, good night. And I just go out. And it's just...
And this is on top of 10 years ago with stage 4 cancer.
Yeah. I had, let's see.
Woo! Let's go.
November 16, 2015, I fell off my house. I think I sent you the link to Edward Roofing in Hillsboro, but he and his people came and gave me a free roof. Like, I was so messed up. Like, I fell off the house. I had traumatic brain injury. I left the hospital in a wheelchair, 2-person assist. I had to learn to walk again. I went from wheelchair to walker to cane to climbing literal mountains with my friends. Like, I just literally asked Jesus when I was falling off the roof. I can remember as I'm falling, a literal voice just screamed out to me, I am not done with you yet. And so I feel like that I had all this time that I did my education and training and skills and learning things and gathering stuff to do this. My mama told me, go do it. And I'm like, yes, mama.
I can tell you Mom was proud of you because, girl, you are going.
Yeah.
Yes.
My dad, if you ever get to talk to him, he says I have 2 settings, on and off. And I don't get off very much. I'm mostly just go. Yeah. And the kids they sometimes enjoy it and other times they're like, Mom, I need a nap. But Leave It in the River, we're going to do it again. We're going to do it on June 12th, 13th, and 14th at St. Francois State Park. We're going to have food and worship and preaching and baptisms. And it is so great. Like, and it's non-denominational. Because, see, the thing with me is I think people get where's it in the Bible that there's a denomination?
No, listen.
Relationship with God.
Division.
I'm going to chime in right there because we just had a guest on. We were talking about the LGQP. I know I butchered the initials. I apologize.
You're good.
But this is what I had shared. If you love God, I don't care if you're white, black, male, female, furry, gay, all the stuff that I can't even keep up in today's world.
Yeah.
But if you love God, I love you. Period.
But I want to say something, though.
Go ahead. Like I said.
If you are living in sin, okay, I had so many things that I wanted to hold on to. I got saved, and I'm like, but I want to hold on to my music. I still want to listen to music. I still want to smoke a cigarette. I still want to do this. I want to do that. All the things that were saying, people were like, oh, I had to give it up. I had to give it up. No, I'm telling you, when God comes into your life and he literally changes you, he changes you. It's not just a metaphor or some sort of a statement. Like, this person here used to do bad things. I used to hurt people for fun, sure, on purpose. And I used to just be the worst. And like my son, he's going to be 24 in February. And I was a teen mom. And so I literally didn't get to learn things like other people. I dropped out of school the second week of 9th grade. But here, whenever I had him, I had no school, no education, no job, no car, no nothing. Okay. Now he's going to be 20. He's 23. My adopted daughter soon to be is 14 and Taylor's 13. So I got Christian James and I got Mia Marie and I got Taylor May. And they're just so beautiful to me. And I am thankful to God that I straightened my life up because I wouldn't have them. I wouldn't. Because I was going on all the wrong roads to hurt my temple. I was doing all the wrong things, putting all the wrong things in my body. And I'm not just talking about drugs and alcohol. I'm talking about music, who I talk to, who I let speak into my life, who I let pray with me. That's a huge thing people don't get either. Be careful who you have pray for you because they may not be praying the right things for you.
Right.
And that's scary, but it's the truth.
Now, I want to go back a step real fast because a lot of times I have this podcast and I'll be saying for a friend, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So if you remember, I said the purpose of my podcast, and I admit it, I don't care if I'm going to embarrass myself or not. That's called accountability, right?
Right.
I may not know the Bible. I may not go to church all the time. But at the end of the day, any Christian, we all want to end up at the same spot, right?
Right.
But wouldn't you agree we all have a different walk?
Yes.
A different path?
Yep.
So earlier what I was saying is I don't care if people get mad at me, whether it be there, here, right here. I love you if you love God. Now,
right,
if you're going to change your life, which we hope you do, that's where I talk about the intimate relationship with him.
Right.
That is your seeking your individual purpose and where you want to go. But what I'm saying first and foremost, I know this is going to sound wrong. It's going to come out negative. It doesn't exist without having him in your life, period.
Right.
Right?
Just
So-
like love. People when they're talking to people who don't know Jesus, like when I was in a relationship with someone who didn't know Jesus or didn't know God, how could I expect them to love me when they don't know what love is? Because God is love.
God is love.
Yes.
And so
Dave Wilson, thank you so much for teaching me that. How long have I been, in the Word, in this relationship? Right. And he asked me one simple question. We already told you the answer. What is God? Man, and I'm sitting there thinking, and I'm going, and bro, I'm going to have to get back to you. I don't know. And I'll never forget that moment for me when I figured, I got it. I know the answer. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why we hold our hands up in church.
Right.
The answer. I know I'm all over the place. I'm sorry now.
You're
I'm
good.
getting all wound.
Hey, my whole life has been like that. My kids are like that.
Swirl.
Yeah. Yep.
We're back.
It's like shiny object. Come back.
Yes, right. I
Good.
get rambling. I'm so
You're
sorry.
good. But no, Just a bunch of stuff. Oh, I wanted to share too. Just recently, I got an email from the college that I'm going to. I have 12 classes left, and I will have my bachelor's in ministry.
Woo!
Let's go!
So
It's never too late.
So I'm going to be an official missionary, even though.
So
I've
the
been a
next time
missionary.
you're at Walmart, Mama Joe's walking up. It's official, right? Right. I love it.
Yeah, people know me by my coat. I have this jean coat, and I got a lion and stuff on it. And people are always like, "That's so cool," and I'm like, "I made it. God made me so creative. Like if I'm not in a creative process, like I get so messed up, like in my brain. I have to be creating. Yeah, it's a turtle.
Yeah.
It's a river turtle.
Turtle.
I love it. It's going home. My mom loves turtle. The kids got back there today. They got me a turtle.
Yeah. The bracelets that I made for you guys are literally something that I just started recently. So we were talking about the CR thing. They have a summit in Tennessee in July where they take people and they train you. It's like school. And it's pretty expensive, sort of, kind of, but it's worth it because you're going to a week worth of conferences and you're learning stuff and getting educated. So me being a single mom, I don't have a lot. So I approached my CR leader and I said, hey, I'm pretty good at making stuff. So I made some flyers and I put some stuff, and people have been making custom bracelets and regular bracelets. And I thought, literally, I was at the house today and I was texting her about where to meet to come. And then God just goes, make a bracelet. I'm like, right now? I have 35 minutes. My kids are literally looking through Ziploc bags. I'm like, I need a blue U. I need a blue U. And they're like, what? So I don't know. We had a different blue for you originally, but I couldn't find all the letters.
Yeah, to match that neon sign.
Right, I was trying, but
I can't stop staring at your shirt. I'm just gonna say this real fast. So here, I know you guys,
Disciples.
you're Missouri.
yeah.
There's a church here in Bethalto where I reside. It's Zion Lutheran, and I just keep seeing that message, and it's just clear to me that because my kids, grandkids, still go to Zion Lutheran. You pull in the parking lot one way, and the sign says "Enter," right?
Right.
And then usually when you go out, what would the sign say? If
I-
one sign
You're
says
entering
"Enter,"
the mission field.
the other one says what?
Exit.
Right?
Yeah.
No, it's just clear. It says "Go make disciples."
Right.
Wow.
I
You're
love it.
entering
That's
the mission field.
Yeah,
Yep.
so I
Yeah.
absolutely love that. You know, it's just like I said, silent representation, or just things that are out there that, ladies and gentlemen, that's what this podcast is. It's a mission. It's a mission. At the end of each podcast, we hope that we reach at least one. That somebody heard
Everybody.
the testimonies that's in here today, that they can make a difference. Or is it somebody having a watch party, right?
My kids.
Maybe,
My dad.
like you're like, hey, we love everything you're saying. They're saying hallelujah to you. I can't
Right.
get 10 years from stage 4, and you're kicking it with us today, right?
Yeah.
Woo!
Brittany, your testimony. So even those who are listening and watching, what if something you heard today, that you have a family member or somebody that you're going to church with or you work with, and you just say, hey, can I have a minute of your time? Shut up, hit play, watch this. Because we know, you know, it's not like we're imposing on other people's lifestyles, but we get it. You know, people talk at work and stuff like that. Maybe something you heard today or on a previous podcast that may resonate with somebody you know. And it's not like you're imposing saying, hey, get in this tub, we're baptizing you, go to church. You're just saying, hey, I don't want to be improper, but I just heard something today that made me think of you.
Right.
Can I
It's
just take a moment and
extending
share
a little
this?
bit of love.
And that's what it is. It's love. It's not imposing. That they may not listen to you, or they don't want to feel like you're the one knocking out the door, Jehovah's Witnesses, trying to shove something down your throat. But you just heard it. God is love. And what's our mission? Is to go out and love on others. So this podcast is a mission. Those notes are a mission. Those shirts are missions. So before we do this, because time is winding, I did promise, I didn't put my hand on the Bible because I haven't shut up.
You're good.
So I'm guilty. We're going to go to a set of commercials. We're going to play these commercials. I'm not going to do the surprise. And then we'll be right back and follow up because you've got so much more to share. We'll be right back.
This July, the fastest boats in the world take over the Mississippi. Catch the thrill of F1 powerboat racing July 17th to 19th. Riverfront Park in Alton, Illinois. Speed, rivals, champions. This is more than a race. It's the Midwest National. Kicking off at the Meet and Greet Street Party July 17th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. at Max and Downtown Alton. Cold beer and live music. Alton Midwest Nationals F1 powerboat racing July 17th to 19th. Don't miss the action.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Firearms training shouldn't feel intimidating. At Precision Point Armory in Bethalto, we focus on safety, confidence, and real-world skills. Whether you're new or renewing your concealed carry, you'll get professional instruction without pressure. Learn safe handling, sound decision-making, and proper techniques tailored to your experience level. If you're looking for premium firearms training in the heart of Bethalto, Illinois, call 618-779-9947 or go to precisionpointarmory.net and train with confidence today.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
If you think you might be pregnant, you don't have to face it alone. At Vitality Women's Clinic, you'll find the care you deserve. We offer confidential, no-cost pregnancy testing, ultrasounds, and STI testing. Our team is here to listen, support you, and help you understand your options without pressure or judgment. Walk in or make an appointment today. Call 618-466-1690 or visit vitalitywomensclinic.org. Vitality Women's Clinic, clear answers. Real support.
Day, I can't stay the same. I wanna be different. I wanna be changed till all of me is gone, and all that remains is a fire so bright the whole world can see that there's something different. So come and
Love
be
that song.
different.
That's Micah Tyler, Different.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Thank you for sharing that song with us, which I know trillions of people know that song just as well, you know.
But it just it hits different when you have you can hear Christian music, but then whenever it's been a part of like your recovery or been part of your healing process, it makes it different. It's different than just hearing a song when you experience.
No, because the words words hit you, and that's kind of like the word peace. I always talk to people about peace. I told you guys, you had texted me, you're already here.
Mm-hmm.
I legit left 2 customers at my car lot, locked the door to come here. And the old Brian, before Jesus, I got to be the first one up, last one to bed, most money in my pocket. I got to know what you're doing. I got to know what you're doing, right? That was just built differently. But this peace I have. Now, don't get me wrong. My colleagues might be a little upset that, sale wasn't made today. But I'm blessed to know that I've got peace, that I closed my doors to do this podcast. I'll open up my doors tomorrow, and I'll be blessed.
I feel like God's going to honor you, though.
Yeah.
Like I would not be surprised if those 2 people that you locked the door on and walked away come back tomorrow.
Amen.
I hope so.
When you do it for Jesus, it's always makes a way. He always provides, and it's usually better.
Provides.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I want to share with people. You might hear us talk about it where we took the word coincidence out of our vocabulary.
Yes.
Until you have this intimate relationship, don't take our word for it. It's something that you have to experience, just like the music.
Right.
If a song helped you through recovery, that song has so much more meaning to it. And I praise the artist and the songwriters.
Yeah.
Because every song is a story.
Right.
Like, thank you for putting
Thank
your testimony
you.
out there in music. Thank you for getting us through some of the hardest times.
And that's what this podcast is about. But before I go back into squirrel mode, I see your phone's lit up. You know, in our first commercial break,
Yeah.
I don't know how to do IT. It messed up. So
Here,
can
let
I
me
see
over
your
there.
phone? Okay, I couldn't put it on the computer, but we want to give a quick shout out. You talk while I put the picture up. Who is this picture of?
Oh, that's my kids. They texted me saying, and that's my dad,
Oh, we got, yeah. Anyway.
and that's my doorbell.
So we got, this is the
watch party.
that's
Yeah.
going on. I was trying to get it on the TV screen, but a quick
She had her
shout out.
tonsils out, and then Taylor got her tonsils, and Mia broke her foot. And I was like, dude, I'm not going. I'm just going to cancel. And they're like, no, go. And a little bit, she said, I'll come and help the girls until Papa gets off work. And then they texted me that right when we were about to get started, that they're all set up in the living room watching.
And I love this. And I love this. So we're almost running out of time, but before I let you take us out of the show, we got a little somebody sitting over here that's been so quiet. So I'm going to pick on you, Brittany. How was the car ride over here?
The car ride was amazing. I mean, she has so...
Wait, I forgot to turn the microphones. I'm just kidding.
She has so much testimony to share, and I don't know, something, you know, I've been struggling. I've been honest about it, and something in me just snapped, changed. Like, you can have the Holy Spirit in you, but you can be oppressed, and it's like this weight has lifted off of me, and something's different, and I'm just grateful.
You just pray about it. No, come here, baby. It's good. Like, for real. You gotta.
And that's what we're missing today. We're missing conversations. We're missing fellowship in today's world. That life is so busy, we don't take time to stop and just have that conversation or that car ride. Because I know it's been difficult for you the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You can't have the quick drive-through mentality of everything in your life. You gotta slow down. That's
well, just because you're a Christian doesn't mean everything's okay and everything's dandy.
It's not gonna be okay.
It's
Even
work.
the Bible says it's gonna be worse. If they go after Jesus, they're gonna go after you.
Yep.
Especially if you're standing up and Jesus is perfect. We're not. So then it's going to be worse for us because they're going to be coming after us, picking and pulling and poking and like, hey, what about this? What about this? What about this? And they do that on purpose because they want you to mess up. They want you to not be a Christian. They want to find that little hole, that little crack.
Here's what I want to do. I know you're looking at your notes and there's some things to cover, but what I don't want to miss is one of my favorite parts about this podcast.
Yes.
So I'm going to ask you now instead of saying 30 seconds to go. People are listening. People are watching. They've heard Brittany. They've heard Brian. Like, yeah, whatever. Can you take a moment, talk to the microphone, talk to the screen, remind anybody who's like, I love this. I just don't know. Where would I begin? How would I start? I don't have a clue. Can you talk to the people, tell them that where they're at in your own words?
So all you have to do is open your mouth. Even if you can't make the words, even if you're just crying out to God, even if it's just a breath, because even inhaling and exhaling is saying God's name. It's Yahweh. Even just inhaling. It doesn't have to be this long dissertation. It doesn't have to be something long and hard and complicated. Just say, God, I need you. And he will come. And there's so many resources and so many people and so many things out there that you can reach for. I thought I was by myself in addiction. I thought I was by myself being a single mom. I thought I was by myself that my dad was in the military and I felt alone. That's the devil. The devil is always going to be telling you things that don't believe the lie. Look it up in the Bible and see what God's truth is, because the truth stays consistent, the lies change.
Yeah.
And the lies only change because if you don't listen to this one, I'm going to change it and do this. But the devil listens to you and he learns your little things. And then he tries to whisper and lie those things back to you. So most of the time you have to take the thought captive and just stomp it. Just say, nope, that's not what God says. Nope, that's not what the Bible says. Nope, that's not the truth. And that's the best way to start it.
That's Nehemiah right there. But what you're telling me, that anybody listening and watching or this gets shared with, you're telling me it's just as simple to say, God, I need you?
Yeah. It's just a conversation like we're having right now between you and your Father. It doesn't have to be anything long or complicated. He already knows your heart. Even if you don't understand how to say what you need, you just say, God, I have a need. Help me with it. And he will, because sometimes we don't even know what we want. There are so many things and so much in my life that I thought I wanted, and then God said no, and I'm like, why? And then he gives me something else, and then he's like, because this, because of that. And he always gives you what you want.
So stop fearing the process. Stop thinking that you're not worthy. Stop not wanting to go to church because you don't know the process. You just heard it from Mama Jo. Simply open your mouth, and if you're struggling with anxiety or the nerves are taking over when you open your mouth, you may not have to say it aloud because he hears you. So even if it's, and I can't do the ventriloquist, God, I need you. It's that simple. So here's what I want to do, ladies and gentlemen. We only got 4 minutes left. So I promise.
You're good. So the one thing I wanted to share that's really been cool lately is that Life Through Love Ministries, we've been working in Cuba, and this is my heart. We are trying to collect money for an electric cart for the pastor to pick up people and to take food from the pantry at the church to people out where they can't get it. There are power outages and stuff, and so they can't eat, they don't have light, they don't have anything. So they're trying to collect about $20,000 in donations for solar panels and for a cart to get people fed, not only with the word of God, but in their belly, and to help them out. And that's our Cuba thing. But I'm all over the place doing all sorts of things, not only here at home in my own community, but far away.
No, and that's great. So I'm putting this up just as a reminder to those, if you want to hit pause on your screen, you can see how to reach out to Mama Jo.
Yeah, tell your testimony.
Yeah, so follow on Facebook, scan the QR code right there. You know, ladies and gentlemen, again, Brittany said it earlier, we want to thank RiverBender.com, the Hentrick family, for allowing this podcast to exist, but getting the pleasure to meet you. We see that you've got this. There's so many resources out there. So remember, whoever you are not alone. Matter of fact, May is Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yep.
So we're telling you right now, you are not alone. You matter. You are worthy. I'm going to try to tell you to get this out of your mentality. Pride, phew, get that out the window. Pick up the phone, throw a text, send an email. And accountability, listen, us neighbors, us colleagues,
right,
us family members, let's remember to do our part, right? Because
those
people who don't know how to do that, we need to hold ourselves accountability and extend out there so we can initiate that. Hey, and if someone says, hey, do you have a moment?
Yeah.
How can I be of service?
If you don't tell nobody, how are they supposed to know?
Right. So this has been such a great podcast. Brittany, I thank you for the introduction. I like all the networking of how you met and how you met and all that.
Right.
So listen, we're all one big family out here, okay?
Yep.
If you need prayer, if there's something you want to talk about, trust on RiverBender@gmail.com. And ladies, if you look behind you on that bright neon blue sign, on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3.